Hello everyone, a warm welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm S. Maxine Fisher, an author, fiber artist, and queer parent of one, working to support my family through my crochet small business. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Your support helps me to keep doing what I love, so thank you for being here. Today's video is going to be another crochet studio vlog. It is Sunday and the baby's asleep, so I'm going to take you along with me to do some pattern design. I have a super secret pattern that I've been working on, and I'm going to bring you along for the design process. I know I've been doing a lot of other people's patterns and a lot of crocheting lately, and I've just been kind of on a creative streak right now. But as I'm working, I feel like all these ideas keep brewing in my head. But this specific one is inspired by a creature that we saw when I took my son to the Brandywine Zoo down in Wilmington. And they have a huge display of just a big colony of ringtail lemurs. They have all these different goats. But the one thing that my son really fell in love with was the red panda. Oh yes, the red panda, just like the red panda in Turning Red, but we are not going to crochet that panda. Sorry, Disney. We are, however, going to make our own red panda together, and I'm really excited because I have kind of a vision in my head for what it's going to look like. I want to do one that's kind of splooting or lying down, and I want it to be really chibi, meaning I want it to have kind of really nubby or stubby little legs and a big round head and look sort of cartoony. Once again, not the exact same panda that you saw in Turning Red, but if you are a Turning Red fan, hopefully you'll enjoy crocheting this plushie too. So without further ado, let's get into it. I am going to show you my process from start to finish in designing our own crochet pattern. The first thing that we're going to do is I am going to get out my good old-fashioned pen and paper. I always keep a little notepad and pen on me next to my crocheting in case inspiration strikes me, because I just feel like there's something different about writing with a pen and scratching it down on a piece of paper and feeling like I can visually map something out. I do like the ease of use of a computer or some kind of a device to be able to edit, but I am going to go the old-fashioned route this time. We're going to do it with paper and pencil, and hopefully by the end of this I can read my notes. And then we're going to see where we're at. These are the colors that I'm going to be working with. So the main color of the body, I'm going to be using Premier Parfait Chunky in the color Chestnut. This is one of their new colors, and I really like it because it's got a really reddish tone to it without being actually bright red. For the accent colors, I am going to use Parfait Chunky Espresso for the stripes on the tail and the arms and legs and the facial accents. And then for the white facial accents, I'm going to be using this cream, which I think this is also a new color. All right, so without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, everyone, I dove right in, and here are the legs. This is going to be super cute. This is going to be amazing. Okay, so I really just kind of freehanded this and wrote it down as I was going and wrote down the number of stitches in like shorthand, but these are the back legs. Let me hold it up so you can see. These are going to be crocheted directly in, so they'll be kind of, trying to see how it'll sit on the plush. It'll be kind of sticking out like this. So you can see the shape of the little foot. I gave it a little bit of a dip for the toes, but not much, because again, I want it to be round and I want it to be chibi. So this is the back leg, and you make two of these. And then I did the front legs kind of skinny because I wanted them to sit sort of like this, where they're kind of just hanging out in front, where they can go forward if the animal is like, let's say it's like on its side, where they can go out front, or they can hang down if it sits up. And again, these also have like a little bit of a paw, but I didn't do any toes because I really don't personally like the look of all those little bobbly toes unless the design really requires it. Again, I wanted this to be really roundy. So I'm really happy with these. All right, I am going to grab some scrap yarn now. And I mean, I could work on the body, but I think I want to get the head right before going forward, because that is going to be sort of the anchor to this piece. And then if If the legs need a little tweaking, then maybe I can tweak them, but I want to get the proportions right with the head and the feet, and then we will take a look at the tail and the body. For the head, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. So this is what I'm going to use, and you're going to laugh at me. This is like cheap yarn from the dollar store. I actually don't use this anymore. I used to use it for a lot of my minis, and I didn't like the look of it as much as something like Parfait Chunky. But Parfait Chunky is notoriously difficult to frog and tends to fall apart. So I feel like I'm kind of running low on that chestnut that I want to use for the head and the body. So I don't want to run out of it and waste it all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mock it up in this. And then because we have a lot of color changes to do, I want to get the I want to nail the shape down first. And then once I've got the shape, I'm going to take like a permanent marker and maybe draw the facial markings to figure out where I want them and where they're going to really look good. And then I will go back, do the math, and count it out in actual Parfait Chunky. While I'm working, I want to share some fun facts about red pandas. Number one is that red pandas are not even remotely related to the giant pandas that we all know and love, which some people refer to as a panda bear, and they are also not a bear. Red pandas are not related to foxes or lemurs or anything else that we recognize that might look like them. They are in their own entire family, Aeluridae. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Incidentally, that word comes from the same Greek word used to identify domestic cats by their long waving tail. It literally means waving tail. So the first species of red panda was Aelurus fulgens, which roughly translates fire cat or fire fox. That's right, I'm looking at you, ever popular internet browser. Similar to giant pandas, red pandas are one of the few species that eat Asian bamboo. However, unlike giant pandas that eat bamboo stalks and shoots, they prefer munching on the leaves. All right, guys, I want to show you my progress so far. So I've got like little pieces hanging off this and everything. This was take number 1. I didn't stuff this or anything, but you can see this was my attempt at the head. I felt the nose was a little bit too pointy, but I did kind of hang on to this one and wrote up the pattern, and then I rewrote it. And this one, this one's also a little bit pointy, but I feel like the nose is slightly more chunky. I just like this better. I also like the size. I did size it up like 1 additional increase all the way around, and I like this. I think this is the shape that we're going to go with. So I kind of stopped it right here. Basically, I kind of ran out of yarn. But I'm going to go sit down, finalize my pattern notes, and then start with my Sharpie and mark up where I want to have the little facial markings, the little raccoon eyes, and I also want to pop in some safety eyes and see where they kind of belong on this piece. Oh my goodness, I gotta show you guys this. Look how cute! Look at this side and not this side, because this side is where I kind of had to correct a little bit, but oh my word, that's gonna be so cute. Look at that. So now I just have to kind of go back to my pattern and make sure that I am doing the math correctly, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this guy just the way he is, and then work up the Parfait Chunky version and kind of write it down as I go, which stitches are which. I might have to make a couple of these. Obviously I'm going to make a couple of these, but I might really have to make a couple of these to nail the face right. Oh my God, this is so cute. This is so adorable. I can't believe it. I can't believe I made this. It's going to look even cuter when it's in the right colors, but yeah. Okay, I did one extra step, which is this was the mock-up of my original, my first attempt, and I actually kind of like how the nose came out, so I was thinking I might do a raccoon. I know this looks terrible because I just sort of Sharpied all over this one, but I am going to put this one aside for later and hang on to it if I do another plushie. It's so fluffy. I love it. I love it. I love how this is coming out. I actually used my Night Fury eyes for this, and I feel like the green really pops with the colors that I chose. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. We will see the nose come together later when I do the embroidery. So I think I have this exactly the way I want it. Now I'm just going to go figure out all my notes and finish this head, stuff it. I can't wait. Hey everyone, coming on to show you my progress so far. Here he is. Oh my goodness, he looks so cute. I feel like looking at this on camera, something feels a little bit asymmetrical. I don't know why. Maybe a stitch is off somewhere, but maybe it's just the camera angle that I have wrong, but here he is. I am really torn as to whether I want to make this head one stitch larger, or sorry, one round larger. I feel like when I look at photos of red pandas, their eyes are kind of down farther near their nose. Maybe I can fix that by giving him like a 16mm eye, but I'm definitely going to make a couple of these. Like this one is super adorable, but I definitely want to make a couple more so that I can test this pattern once I have it written up. But I think this is good enough to call it a panda and put it on my plushie. Next one I want to use, like I have this fuzzy white yarn and I'm really dying to see this look kind of whiskery and poofy around the ears and the cheeks, and maybe do the cheek patches in white. For this round, I definitely wanted to use the Parfait Chunky so that I could get a good view of all my stitches, but maybe I'll do a fuzzy one. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna move on. I have all the legs, I have the head, I'm gonna do the tail and then start working on the body. So I finished the tail, here it is. It looks so cute. I hope this came out the right thickness, but I think it did. It really looks right next to the head. Like, I know that red pandas do tend to have a much longer tail, but again, I want this to be chibi. I want the limbs and the tail to be kind of stubby. So I think this is what I'm gonna go with. The final step, and the most important one, is going to be creating the body. So because this is gonna be low sew, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crochet all the pieces in. So I'm gonna have the 2 feet in the tail crocheted in around the butt, and then make part of the body and crochet the front legs in. So here goes nothing. The most important thing is that I get the body the correct size. So I'm just gonna wing this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna write it down as I go and come back and hope I can read my chicken scratch. So here goes. Everyone, I'm coming on to show you my progress. Take a look at this. Oh, I love how the body came out. Oh my goodness, it's so chubby. It's so chubby, it's so fluffy. I love it. All right, I am ready to sew the head on. All I need to do is sew it across here and he is done. This was so much easier than I thought it was gonna be, and I love that it is basically no sew except for the head. Okay guys, this is way too cute for words. Ta-da! He's so cute! Hi there! Oh my goodness. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, and he sits up. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it so much. I love it. He's so fluffy. He's so fluffy. Hey everyone, I know I did come on last night and showed you my progress on the panda, but now it is daylight and we have better lighting. Look at him! He's so cute! Oh my gosh. So this is just my first draft. I've done a lot of frogging to get him like this, but he is so cute. I am super happy. I do see a few mistakes and I am kind of my own worst critic, but I feel like I'm not 100% satisfied with the head yet. Something still feels off, because if you look at red pandas, I feel like their nose is kind of smaller and the eyes maybe a little closer together in ratio to the volume of the head. Like they have this really big wide head. So I think I'm gonna try this head one more time. I also wanna make a second one. So I have some Premier Little Bunny that I'm gonna use for the white. So instead of cream, I'll make the nose white, and then the actual little cheek things. I'll make these cheek patches in the Premier Little Bunny and use the little bunny around the ears and the sides so it's extra fuzzy. Oh, I can't wait to see how it comes out. It's so cute. This is literally the cutest plushie I've ever invented. I'm so happy with it. And look, if you sit him up, he's got kind of a cute little, you know, upright pose, and then you can sit him down. And I am going to tweak these so I want him to sit a little bit better. I don't want the legs like out to the sides. I want them forward a little bit more. So I'm going to tweak them like by maybe like 1 or 2 stitches in toward the belly. All right, I'm about to get back to work and do Red Panda number 2. Would you like to receive patterns like this for free? Help me pattern test and design my next plushie and get sneak peeks of what's coming up next? You can help support my work by subscribing to me on Ko-fi. So I wanted to come on and talk about my memberships that I have set up. Currently, I have 2 tiers. There is Buy Me a Coffee and Buy Me a Skein of Yarn. The Buy Me a Coffee tier is for those who are wanting to just offer some basic support and help me keep doing what I love without making a huge monthly commitment. On that monthly tier, you'll be receiving early access to my content, exclusive discounts, as well as first dibs on adoptable plushies. You'll also have the ability to pattern test for me. So you can help weigh in on a project in real time. You can pattern test, and I do select all the testers who apply, and be able to test out a pattern before it's released, help provide feedback, and receive that pattern for free. In addition to that, if I have any plushies like Finn the Frost-themed axolotl that are featured on my channel, I will be listing them on my Ko-fi for all my monthly supporters, so you'll have first dibs to be able to adopt something that I've created on the channel live. Finally, on the Buy Me a Skein of Yarn tier, you will receive all those benefits, and in addition, you'll get a monthly gift directly sent to your mailbox for each month that you're subscribed. That monthly gift would be a pair of hand-painted Sinker Eyes of upcoming collections that I have not yet released. So go on to Ko-fi now and you can take a look at more details about the memberships that I have set up. I do hope to be able to provide other membership options in the future. At this time, I haven't yet committed to a monthly pattern, but that's something that I do have in the works. So stay tuned. And if you have suggestions on something that you'd like to see, please go ahead and put something down in the comments, or you can message me directly through my Ko-fi as a subscriber. Hey everyone, it's been a couple days and I'm still finishing up the Red Panda. I'm working on my second one, so here's the first one, and here's what I've got on the other. You can see the little head up here. It's been waiting for him, waiting for me to finish the body, but I did run into a snag and I wanted to show you guys because this is part of what goes into pattern designing. So I got the the butt with the 2 legs, and right away when I did this round, based on the pattern I'd written out, I felt like it felt a little small and my stitch count was off. I think what I did was when I wrote down the pattern, I must have missed a round. That is the missed an increase round that could get it to the correct stitch count. So I'm going to have to go ahead and pull this apart and put it back together, do the extra round, take some pictures, and I'm going to come back on. But I just wanted to show you guys. And this is why I make things a couple of times when I'm pattern designing. So I did this guy, I wrote out the pattern, and I'm doing another one. And then I have a third one in the works that I'm going to work on in different colors. Okay, everyone, here he is. Oh my gosh, it came out so cute. I am really, really happy with the second version. I am glad I went ahead and redesigned the head and added the extra stitches. Like, I feel like I actually showed this one off on like a crochet community I'm a part of, and a lot of people wanted a pattern test, but I was like, no, hold up, I really need to get the head right, and I'm glad I did, because this says to me Red Panda. It doesn't look like a fox, it looks like an actual red panda. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. And that everything's the right proportion. I think I have this the way I want it now. The legs sit correctly when he sploots. He doesn't really sit up as much as I was hoping. So I was hoping that maybe I could kind of combo this and make it more of a seated plushie, but I feel like just with how chubby he is, the belly kind of makes the arms stick out real good. I don't know. I am going to make another one, but spoilers, I decided I'm going to keep working on making a couple of different woodland creatures. So I have a mock-up done already for a raccoon, and then I think I'm going to make a fox. So I don't know if I'll make them a 3-in-1 bundle. I really do. I feel like red panda versus fox are not necessarily in the same category. So the person who's looking for this might not necessarily want the fox and vice versa. But I think if I make a couple that are based on the same body type, then maybe I can bundle them if somebody does want like all three of them. I really like the way this came out. I think I got the shape correct the way I want it, and everything kind of sits where I want it. The legs aren't too far out. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's so cute. I did find a lot of errors in the written patterns, so what I'm going to do now, I did correct it as I went, but I'm going to do another pass and clean it up and make it exactly the way I want it. So this is like the final draft, the draft final. I don't know. But I'm going to clean it up so it's exactly the way I want it, and then I'm going to make the body through one more time and try my hand at the raccoon. Meanwhile, folks, I think I'm going to call this video. So if you like this red panda pattern, by the time this video is released, it should be available. So I will link that down below. And meanwhile, thanks for watching my channel. If you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button so that you never miss a video. And I will see you in the next one. Have a fabulous day, everyone, and stay creative. Bye.